Hi, my name is Frank Kolkowski. I'm the technical director on World of Warcraft.
Talk about when you're introducing you have a lot of new content coming up in Rise of Ashara, new zones, new battlegrounds, new a lot of stuff. But one of the stuff I want to focus on is you're showing Mechagnomes. A lot of new islands, a new raid with a new dungeon, like a heroic dungeon, and a lot of history is being revealed as well. Talk a little about that.
Sure, we're talking about going to Mechagon, where there is a bit of a disagreement over gnomes about whether they should be carrying the Curse of Flesh. You have on one side King Mechagon, who is a firm believer that, yep, we absolutely have to turn ourselves into robots. And by the way, the plants should become robots too, and basically everything living should just become a robot. And then you also have the Rustbolt Rebellion, which kind of enjoys certain aspects of preserving their humanity, or their humanoidity, I guess.
Humanoidity. Yeah, humanity's the right
Their
word.
non-roboticness. So you're going to kind of join the Rustbolt Resistance and team up with them to oppose King Mechagon. And you're going to do it in a lot of very cool ways with a lot of very cool rewards. You're going to get to the island right away and get your pocket-sized computational device, which is going to be your customizable trinket. You're going to get, right away, you're going to be able to do a quest to get the first punch card to slot in there and make it useful. Resistance.
So the Rustbolt Resistance, since they are gnomes, is that only an alliance thing they can do, or are they friendly to Horde as well?
Well, you're going to see both the Horde and Alliance are going there to court the Rustbolt Resistance. So whether you're Horde or Alliance, you're going to be able to join the Rustbolt Resistance and fight against King Mechagon.
I just have to ask because I feel bad for the gnomes in general. They've lost their home, they lost their capital, and then Megatork is like mortally wounded, and it's not. Gnomes are not having a good time right now.
Well, you're going to get a chance to help them have a better time. You're going to have a chance to help them overthrow King Mechagon and restore their gnomanity.
Will we be able to become Mechagnomes ourselves in the Alliance?
That would be nothing that we're willing or ready to discuss right now. I think
anything is possible. That's the PR answer.
Nothing more. Yes. Well,
anything is possible.
Yeah. Sure.
Mechagon Island, like when you're making a contained sandbox with quests and new gear and stuff like that, what are some of the challenges technically when making that all work and be fun?
Condensing it all into the small island itself and making sure that we have everything spaced out appropriately. But that's also part of the fun actually. When we go to you turn war mode on Mechagon, it's a tight space. So you're Horde and Alliance and you're going for the same boss that spawned, or you're trying to complete the same quest, or there's going to be like flame turrets and other defenses that are natural to the islands you're going to be able to donate scrap to turn on. And if you're in war mode, that's going to turn on for your faction. So you're going to have flame turrets spitting out either fire for the Horde or fire for the Alliance. There's a lot of challenges for sure, particularly with putting a city inside of a mountain like we did with the dungeon. But we take a lot of time, we do it right, we take a lot of care, we test and iterate constantly, and I think the result is a lot of fun.
So with Mechagon focusing on like gnomes and building, will engineers get special new blueprints in this land?
There are blueprints on Mechagon that you can actually bring back to a scrap bot that you will free very early on in a quest. And that robot will be able to build you things like grenades that are going to be useful if you are in war mode. You're also going to be able to build a mechanical cat that you can then go out and unlock colors for, and you can take your cat to the painting station and have it painted whatever color you want. This is a rideable cat.
One of the things Ian talked about on stage was mount customization to a certain degree. Can you go in a little detail about that?
That is what I just described. You're going to be able to get yourself a mechanical laser pointer. It's a mountable cat. And you're going to be able to unlock color options, and then ultimately when you unlock all the color options, you'll get a special paint job for your cat.
I also want to talk a little about you're introducing mount gear now for the first time, because everyone was using the water bug to move everywhere at any time, and Frost Knights were able to use other things. Death Knights will use other things, but talk a little bit about that mechanic. Yeah,
so that comes from player feedback. We hear from players, we're kind of getting sick of using the water strider all the time, particularly early on in an expansion where there's no flying. Being able to go over lakes and rivers and ocean is very convenient. And the answer could be, well, we'll just get rid of water walking on the water strider, but that's not really a satisfactory solution for everybody. You went and you earned that mount through fairly arduous reputation grind in Mists of Pandaria. So the answer was mount equipment, the ability to kind of say I can still water walk if I choose on all of my mounts, and now I have the option of using that cool new mount that I just earned, and I can take that over the water now by equipping on that character the water walking mount equipment. Or if I'm sick of getting dazed, I can throw the no daze equipment in the mount slot. If I want to, I play Blood Death Knight, so dazing and water walking actually aren't an option. But boy, whenever I go to Zandalar, particularly Zuldazar and all those hills, boy, would I love to have that parachute. So that's another thing I can put in the mount slot is the slow fall ability.
Can you talk about like some of the how you guys balance the game? Because with every new patch, with every new piece of gear that affects any type of ability in any way, comes with relatively new patching or balancing. And what are some of the challenges when you're trying to do that?
Well, feedback's very important, for one. Being able to listen to the players and understand where their frustrations are, and a lot of times with balance. But balance is a very careful process because, we have to take it very seriously, but we also can't arbitrarily just throw numbers around at the risk of unbalancing things even further.
There's also like PvP balance and PvE balance. So if something's fun to do in PvP, it may not translate well to PvE and vice versa.
Absolutely. It's a careful process.
So do you have a favorite type of like quest line to like to play in Mechagon, or a favorite character in Mechagon, or?
There's a lot of interesting characters that come to Mechagon. That's one of the actual charming things about Mechagon, is that every day a new set of characters will show up and give you a group of set of quests to go out and achieve on the island. I think I've played through a couple times on the Alliance side, and I actually think the characters you take with you to the island are very entertaining. I don't want to spoil anything for players, but there's some interesting characters in that group.
Yeah, I feel like it's the gnomes' time to shine, because even the goblins, like during the Cataclysm expansion, got their own like island, and you got to explore their history and lore.
When you have gnomes made out of chrome, they really shine.